the Nearly Historical Railroad channel. So here we do model railroading stuff and we take you along on our little journey. So anyways, we have our staging yard pinball machine thingy. Gonna work on that. Gonna get some frogs going on that, or at least started. And I don't know, I think I've got a circuit breaker, a PSX thingy that I'm going to probably hook up, and I think we're gonna maybe try to get some power to the track on a staging yard. So stick around for that. Yeah. All right, if you are not caught up with us, that's fine. This is a staging yard on our layout. We've never actually used it. As you can see, it's sitting sideways. It is wired for DC. Well, we're moving it over to DCC. So anyways, these are some old manual controls for some of the turnouts. We've put little micro switches on the back side to route power to the frogs. So now I'm just gonna go through those turnouts and actually run a wire from the frog to those little micro switches. Okay, so now you should feel a little bit caught up. Hey, let's go see what my dad's working on. All right, this is, well, I don't know, it's like a sheetrock plant, gypsum plant or something like that. So anyways, there was a lot of scenery repair that needed to happen in this area, and my dad is making it happen. And right now, he's painting part of the road.
Paving the road.
Paving the road. He replaced parts of it, or fixed parts of it with some hydrocal, and that of course is white. So he's working on that. All right, so had my dad help me feed the wires through all the little holes I drilled where the frogs' wires are going to be hooked up. And so now I just need to go through this side and wire that common frog wire to its respective micro switch. Have to make sure I get the right one to the right one. All right. So got all the wires connected to the correct micro switches. Got flux on them, so now I just gotta solder them up. All right. So here are our PSX boards and PSX-AR boards for the reverse loop stuff. And I have a PSX board that will run the yard, staging yard. So I think I'm going to get that in place. There we are. So with the PSX board and Digitrax, I don't remember why, but on a jumper J7, you want to hook up pins 3 and 4, connect them together. Something to do with Digitrax, whatever. Whew, definitely had to get my other glasses out for that one. All right, so I got that PSX board mounted. It's not the same level as the other ones. I use drip line pipe as my little standoff, so I just have to cut them off. And they're a little shorter than the other ones. And I don't care, it works fine. So anyways, I guess I'll wire it up so that I can program it. Need to set CV55 to 1. That changes the delay a little bit. That way I can be sure that the PSX-AR, the auto reversing circuits, will flip the circuit before these have a chance to shut the circuit down from shorting out, because I used to have that issue until I started setting CV55 to 1. So this will be against 2 different PSX-ARs. One more that we have to mount and one of these ones. Okay, all right. Power. Have it running up to these terminal blocks that are empty. And so we will just take the leads off the yard and connect them on to there. Hopefully the red and black are correct. Worst case, we flip them and they're a little wrong here. I think I did to one of these other ones anyways. Yep, good. We have a new circuit in place for the staging yard. So my dad and I just had a little discussion. I'll let you know what we decided. So we think now that we have this new circuit in for the staging yard, we're gonna go ahead and start hooking up tracks. There's multiple blocks and multiple feeders for a single track. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of hook up one feeder on one track, check it, make sure it's not shorted out, hook up the other feeders, make sure it's not shorted out. If we're all good, we'll move to the next track. Just kind of one feeder at a time. Make sure nothing shorts out. That way you don't have to go back 10 tracks if something's shorted out and you gotta try and track it down. If something is shorted out, it's probably because we missed cutting a frog somewhere, and that shouldn't be too hard to track down. So that's the plan. And then once we have all the tracks powered up, then we'll start looking at the frogs and getting the micro switches hooked up on the bus side of things. Yeah, that's kind of our plan. For this moment right now, I'm done working under the layout though. We made good progress. I made good progress. Dad made progress up on the road. All right, anyway, just wanted to explain that to you guys. All right, so my dad has the road repainted or repaved, you could say. So that looks pretty good. What you doing?
I'm gonna make a little shield across here so I can repave this, gravel this parking lot. So I'm gonna bend this poster board right, get some measurements, and then redo that. Clean it up a little bit.
So since we kind of did some painting over here and kind of got things a little bit better up against the track, my dad's kind of adding some other material on top of it to kind of help it all blend in together. It's just what's called wet water, just some alcohol and water mixed together to kind of help the glue settle in without beating up, hopefully. Also in this area, the crossing, there wasn't really any boards on the left and right side of the track, so my dad had added that. And the center was black, so my dad kind of cleaned that off and changed the color on that.
So you can see the boards.
Yeah, so you can see the boards a little better. Quick little check-in at the Palisades area and the talus. Added some finer stuff in this area. There's some of the brown showing through from the original kind of paint. I think I just kind of might try and add a little more gray, just very fine stuff into that. So by the time I get trees and other stuff, you might not see it anyways, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. All right, so it's kind of dark because it's all wet, but I've added some more on there. And you can see this left side is more in color with everything else. So once that dries, I'll probably come back with some paint and kind of lighten it up some, because even once it does dry, it will still be a little bit more gray than I want. But I figured out I can actually kind of paint it very kind of like a dry brush painting. So yeah, that's that. All right, so this is good. It's kind of a night where we actually did some wiring and stuff, and we've done some scenery stuff. I know personally I'm kind of trying to break up my nights a little bit so it's not all wiring. So that is better. So yeah, little wiring, little scenery, that kind of stuff. So anyways, stuff and things. We will see you later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Please, you know, go ahead. Why not? Everyone else does it. Well, some people do. Not many. You should subscribe. Hit the little thumbs up button. That's more important, I think. Hit the thumbs up button so YouTube algorithm majiggy does its thing and has other people watch the video. Okay? Just, yeah. Come on, YouTube. Let's go. All right. We'll see you later. Goodbye.